Hello, I'm Vizzle, and this is my newest PvP minigame, Anarchy. And Anarchy is a bit different from my other PvP minigames. In Anarchy, it's one against everyone else. At the beginning of every game, there will be one king chosen, which will spawn in that castle. I don't know if you can see it. This castle here, and there will be everyone else will be a peasant who will spawn in the town over there. And when you download the map and start the game, you'll end up in this spawn hub here, which will have credits, a little welcome board with a few rules. Also, if you're on a server, remember to enable command blocks, otherwise you can't play, and you have to be in adventure game mode to play, otherwise it won't let you in the game. There's also an instruction board here, but it's not very big, and I really highly recommend actually reading this instruction book here. 7 pages of in-depth instruction that will help you get through your time in Anarchy. So, when you're in the spawn lobby, you can get to the game lobby by going through this little blue gate here, which will take you right to the game lobby, which is here. If you're in the game lobby and there's a game going, it will automatically put you in the game. If there isn't a game going, you can come over here and press the start the next game button. I'm not going to start that now because I do have to show you the admin room here. You can only access this by flying up here, which means only admins can get in. I'm sorry, I banged the mic. Anyway, up here there are 3 things you can do. You can instantly start the next game, because every time when you start a game, there will be a 1-minute timer to let people join the lobby. But if everyone's in here, have an admin or someone in creative mode press the start button. There's the instant end button if there's a game going and something goes wrong. Say the king manages to get onto the flatland and run, press this and it'll return everyone to the lobby and reset the game. And then there's spectator mode here, which will just give you an invisibility potion and put you in the middle of the map. Anyway, I'll show you what happens now when a game is starting. And when a game is starting, there will be one king chosen who will spawn in the castle, like I've said before, and then everyone else will become peasant. And anyone who joins thereafter will also become a peasant. So, keep that in mind. So when you start the game, it'll say the next game is starting in 1 minute, and like I told you, there's always the instant start button, so I can just press this, and you have to be in adventure mode to play. So let me just jump down here and change my game mode. And so one person will be randomly chosen, and since I'm the only person in there, I'm going to be chosen. And it'll give you this Protection 3 golden helmet, which is a makeshift crown. If you want, you can use texture packs, or I don't know what you want to use. If you want, you can use a texture pack. It doesn't matter. So when you become the king, you'll get 35 levels of experience, as you can see. And this is how the game identifies you as the king, which means you can do things that only the king should be able to do, like end the game and win as the king. If everyone could do that, then all the peasants would try to win as the king, and that wouldn't make sense, now would it? So anyway, in Anarchy, the goal of the king is to get to the other side of the map, where there's an airship at the top of a mountain. If he gets to that airship, he wins. If the king dies, say by the hands of the peasants, or if he just dies anyway, then the peasants will win. Now, the king spawns in this castle here, and then on the left side is the armory. He can come in here, just run along his pressure plates, and he'll get all his gear. His iron, his diamond, his enchanted Infinity 1 bow, his arrow. And he can come over here and just get a bunch of stakes. Just camp this table for a while. And obviously, the peasants won't be spawning here, otherwise that would just be insane. Imagine if he was one king against everyone else. Anyway, the peasants can come here from the town and steal the king's gear. This is why the king should try to defend his castle while he's playing offensively, trying to get to the other side of the map. Anyway, so you'll run through this little forest here, and there's some reeds over there if you want to play strategically or something. But doesn't matter. So in the town, there are these 8 houses here, the mansion and the watchtower. And there's 2 gates, one north gate and one south gate. So the peasants will spawn in the mansion here, and that will be their spawn point. If you kill a peasant, he spawns in the mansion. If a peasant joins the game, he spawns in the mansion. If a peasant dies some other way, he spawns in the mansion without any gear. So he won't have gear if he spawns. And the way peasants can get gear is they can go in these houses marked with the gear that they have, and they can, say, get arrows. Or they can come over here to this house and get leather legs, which is pretty cool. So the king has to run through the town to get to the mountain and win the game. But when he enters the town for the first time, the south gate will be closed and he can't get through. So what he has to do is he has to climb the watchtower and open the gate from the top. This is an opportune moment for peasants to get into to kill the king. Excuse me, I lost words. So the king climbs the tower, and there's a pressure plate here that allows him, only the king, to open the gate. It'll alert all the peasants that he opened the gate, which puts them in a state of ambush at the bottom of the tower. So imagine a bunch of peasants just down here, waiting for you. Waiting and watching. So when you open the gate, you can run through, and the only thing these signs say is, like, you have to open the gate to continue, go to the top of the tower. Peasants should kill him. Anyway, you'll end up at the mountain base, and there's a staircase and a cave. What the cave is for is it's only for peasants, and it leads peasants halfway up the mountain. Since I'm a king, it doesn't let me through the cave, because, I mean, I'm royalty. Why would I spend my time learning mountain path, you know? So the king will end up having to climb the mountain, while the peasants can just take the shortcut up and meet him up there, which is the last chance the peasants have to kill the king before he gets to the airship right there. And this is the cave exit where the peasants will come out, and they can just try to push him off the edge or just kill him or something like that. I don't know what they want to do. I don't have time to research peasants. I'm too busy being awesome. So the king will climb the mountain, end up at the airship, and there'll be a red pressure plate here that lets the king win. And obviously, if a peasant steps on this, nothing happens. You have to be the king, and you have to step on the pressure plate to win. So if that's how the king wins, then how does the king lose? Well, he loses by dying. So if the peasants kill him, or if he falls off the mountain or something, he dies. Anyway he dies, he will lose the game, and the peasants will win. So actually, I will show you that right now. So if I jump off here, I'll die. I'll lose all my stuff, and it'll say, the king died, the peasants win. Woohoo. And that is Anarchy. Now, I will show you one last thing, and that is what happens if you are a peasant. If you are a peasant. I sound like a robot talking to you, GLaDOS. So, obviously you can press the instant start button. And remember, if there's nobody in the lobby in adventure mode, then nobody is picked to be a king. And if there's no king, then the game doesn't work right, and you have to press the instant end button. But I'm not showing you a regular working game. Now, say a game already started and I join the spawn hub here. What if I want to be in the game? Well, if I head right into the game lobby, it will automatically put me in the game as a peasant, which is pretty cool. So you'll spawn in the spawn house here. You can go around getting gear from the houses, various houses. You can go around, get leather, get a bow. I don't need one. Get a bow. That's odd. Maybe there's a bow already around here. Oh, there. You can't have entities like that. If there's another entity within the house, then it won't spawn items for you. Keep that in mind. So don't just leave your items anywhere. So, since I can't open the gate because I'm a peasant, I'll have to fly over it and show you the cave. So the cave, it's pretty straightforward. You have to be a peasant, and you have to come in here, and it'll take you to the top of the cave. And I can just come out here. I can't go back in, or the king can't go back in either. And I'll just be here, and I can, like, ambush the king flying. He's flying. Yeah, the king's flying up the mountain, guys. Isn't that wonderful? So I can just come up here and, like, shoot the king off the mountain or something. And if I go up here, I can also just run up here and wait for him and try and push him off the bridge or something. But look, if I'm not the king, I can't win the game. I'll show you what happens if I die as a peasant. Warnania. So I just died and I spawned back in the mansion. It's really simple like that. Now, that's pretty much Anarchy. Obviously, it's not the best, but I think it's pretty great. I mean, I'm not the best at redstone, but it works, so it makes me happy. It satisfies me. And if you want to play for yourself, the download link is always in the description. So, thanks for watching. I'm Vizzle, and this is Anarchy. Hope you enjoyed. See you later.